I want to talk about some of the stuff you've done outside of wrestling. I know you've been very involved with a lot of charity work and done stuff to help out in your community. What kinds of things have you done to, make a difference in your community?
I'd like to think I make a difference in a positive way. One is working at I call it the wrestling camp. It's a wrestling school. It's in Ironton, Ohio. And they do a lot of shows, and I get to help a lot of young people out on those shows, teaching, coaching, lead them through some of the shows, giving them positive feedback on their matches after the shows, stuff like that. Um, I've worked in an after school program, like an after school principal. It was lights out after dark, like a cool camp that they used the schools as a local community center, if you will, and the students that stayed after, for a couple hours, got a snack and got help with their homework, and then they had physical activities and things like that. What I'm doing more now is working. I work some with the veterans, especially Vietnam veterans. I'm close friends with several of those, and sadly, a couple have passed away in the last 3 years. 6 years ago, I lost one of my buddies, and then in the last 3 years, I lost an uncle, two uncles, and
I'm
another
so
gentleman living
sorry.
in his hometown. Yes, and there's that age when the Vietnam War was ending. I was becoming very mature, like in '75. Aware of things. So that's probably why that resonates with me so much. And so the 14th, I'm gonna be doing wreaths across America with where you go out. It's all across the United States. They've got wreaths for all the veterans. They take a section. If it's not a veteran cemetery, they take a section that has where the veterans are at. You got boxes and boxes of wreaths. And they represent the Army, Navy, Marine, every branch. They have a service, and it's really great. And then you go over and you take a wreath for Christmas, and you don't want these men and women that served and made the greatest sacrifice of all for our great country. You place a wreath on their grave. And if you are a veteran, you salute and say their name. And if you're a civilian, you put your hand in your heart and you repeat their names. For example, one of my friends, I lost James Oliver, and I would say, I put my wreath down and I say James Oliver. So his name lives on. And they have that all across the country. That's on the 14th. Most of them start around noontime. You just have to check your local area and cemetery. I go to a cemetery. There's one in Kentucky, just about 20 miles away. It's a Korean War memorial they have down there for the veterans. But I go to a bigger one over in Ironton, Ohio, because that's really close to me, and also where my brother he's a chaplain for hospice, and that's the one they worked with. And so I've just been going there. Now, as of last year, there's one right here in my hometown, and I'm 2 miles from the cemetery. But again, this year I probably will not go. I'll go to the one I'm more used to and more established. But I encourage anyone to look up, Wreaths Across America. The organization is great, giving back to that. And I believe in, giving back to your community. If I do like a county fair and people know who I am, and I have an opportunity to say something positive about our area, stuff like that. Like I said, positivity is where it's at, man. Just showing the love, kindness, having gratitude. Those things to me are very important. When I walk out of the house, I have about 5 things in my mind that I'll go out there. I won't now because it's been sub temperatures here, crazy, but I'll sit in my chair in the sun and I'll say, okay, today I choose love. Today I choose kindness. Today I choose gratitude, acceptance, forgiveness, whatever that is. And I try to have that kind of day. Was I kind to someone today? Did I show love to someone today? Those type things, gratitude. And this is me. I mean, how blessed are we that we're talking right now like this? But I imagine, to me, I say this: I had a roof over my head, a bed to sleep in. I woke up. I have clean water to drink and bathe in if I desire. I have food. I have warmth in this cold. I'm blessed. So I have to have gratitude for that and be thankful. Be thankful for whatever you have. I have a hoodie on right now. Keep them warm. I have a jacket if I want to put that on. I mean, those sometimes are so little, but you don't even think about. Oh yeah, I'm drinking a bottle of water. Okay, we've got clean water to drink and take and bathe in if we want to. Some people in this world don't have that luxury. So hopefully that answers your question. Always give back. I have a thing that's on my Instagram at Bobby Blade. I'm not on Facebook. I'll give you a plug real quick. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, Bobby Blaze 744. And a lot of those things I do on it is pay it forward. And I've put a silly stuff on about paying it forward. I'm big on that. And like wrestling, I've helped a couple of younger students that couldn't afford to come to the camp. Okay, you just, give them a couple dollars here. I'll do a little thing on my PayPal and say, hey, you want to help this girl get some knee pads? You want to help pay for some lunches or gym membership? And I take them and like down at Planet Fitness, and I say, put these two for the next month, and because someone done that, I'm paying it forward to them. I hope they will take that and do it for someone one day too, because there's so many. I gave a guy a ride the other day to a gym. I very seldom do that, but he needed one. Was on the way, and I don't mean it that way. I very seldom do that. I just go to a different gym, but we decided to partner up. And I'm like telling him, he goes, "You went out of your way over here to pick me up to this gym. Why?" And I said, "Because you wouldn't believe how many times someone would come to my house and pick me up and take me to the gym to work out, or took me to Malenko's to train that day." There was a guy named Julio Jumbo Beretta. I mentioned Sean Waltman earlier. Sometimes he just come by the apartment, and I was delivering pizzas, for Domino's, and trying to make money to pay for my lessons. And anyway, he'd come by and say, "Come on, guys, we're a Chinese restaurant right near the apartment." Took and bought us a buffet. We'll be starving to death, eating out of the 7-Eleven or something. He said, so I tell people how many times someone bought my lunch. So these young people, one girl was like 21. I think the guy's 25. And I was trying to help them out a couple of summers ago. Like, I got lunch. Someone had blessed me with something. I'm not rich or anything, but maybe someone slipped me a 20. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pay this forward. And that goes on a lot when people know you're helping other people. It's like, don't say anything about this. And they give you $25, and I say, you know what? I'm going to put this, I'm going to get 2 people memberships this month, stuff like that. I'm big on that. And gratitude and paying it forward are 2 biggest things. And of course, that all falls under love, man. Love and kindness.
What is it about giving back to you that gives you the most joy?
Oh, man. Knowing where I came from, knowing I had nothing, knowing that, like I said, I went from living in a city where both my maternal, my both my grandmothers lived in and my aunts lived in before my one grandmother retired and did come back to Kentucky. That basically had a single mom raising me and my little brother, and living in downtown in Ashton, Kentucky. And my mom passed away 12 years ago, and I asked her on her deathbed, and I kind of knew this. She's told me, but it was, wasn't a deathbed confession. I said, "Mom, we could have went back to Baltimore. Both grandparents were there. Your mom was there. Why didn't we go back?" And we took trips back to Baltimore when we could, Christmas or whenever she could afford it, or someone to take care of us and get us up there. But she said, because I was a single mother in the 70s, and divorce, looked upon differently. Single mother were looked upon differently. And she goes, "I wanted to prove that I could do it. I wanted to take you and your brother, and we come off welfare, food stamps, this and that." She goes, I knew I was going to make it on my own for you 2 boys. And that's what she did. And I'm not crying, what she's telling me is, plus she get ready to pass away within a week or so of that time. She was still very, aware of everything going on. She was under hospice care. But anyway, it's one of the things like, I know what it's like to be on the other side. And right now, I tell you something you can be doing too, is the shelters, the red kettle drive. I put $1 in them every chance I can, man. I tell my little granddaughter, "Here, Lucy, go put $1 in that, the red kettles." Salvation Army, you know what I'm saying? Help them people out, because most of that money stays in your area. And you see some of these companies that are out for fundraising, and CEOs and all these top people make so much money, it trickles down to where the volunteer and where you're donated to is such a small amount. Well, the thing about that is most of the money, those people make good salary stuff, but most of the money is given goes out to the community. So I really like that. And so help the Salvation Army out anytime you can, And then sometimes I don't like giving money to homeless people because we got a scam going on around here. And they're not really homeless. It's a bunch of people work together because I am aware of where the homeless is, and we have a lot of homeless people in this area, and they have people and organizations that help take care of the homeless, and they're not the ones out there begging. So if you know someone that for sure is homeless, sure, help them out, you know. But I tell you, I do a thing, and it's just me. I look at the person's shoes. If they got a pair of nice Nike shoes on, I'm like, they're not homeless, you know. It's a gimmick, you know, because it's been written in the newspaper. They've got signs up, you know, don't feed the animals. Basically, I hate to say that, but it's a scam. They're not really homeless. So, but sure, if you have there are homeless families that need help. There's people lose stuff in fires. If you have clothes and toys for kids or anything like that, you know, go down like a Christmas tree at your mall, your local mall. I'm sure your town, like many others, has that tree. It has a kid's name on it. It'll be a boy, age 10. He likes trains or whatever it is. And you take one of those, you spend $20 and stick it down there. They'll wrap it for you, put it there for that kid, send it out to his school, however they do that. And the shoebox, I love that program where you just donate to a local church. They put stuff in the shoebox. Uh, Shoebox Ministries, I guess it's called. I'm drawing a blank on their actual name, but I think that, and they send packages out all over the world, man. I think that's another great thing because there are boys and girls our kids have pencils and pens and notebooks and things, you know, scissors to use, and they put out toothbrushes, things you wouldn't think of for men, just a razor, which I hadn't shaved this morning, but just saying, like, you know, that's a luxury we have. Some people don't. And someone in another country opens that up and says, wow, man, I got pencils to write with or color with, or a grown man says, oh, I can shave today. I got a brand new razor in that box, you know. So, anyway, anything you can do to help someone else out, I'm all for it, man. And again, I just say pay it forward. Not that kind of covers it all. I think when you put love out there, I just throw it out there. I got out of the car one day at the store up here. This other gentleman I know used to play basketball. He's a couple years older than me, and we were talking around. And he said, "Bobby, man, how you do it?" He goes, "You just come in, people just flock around you and talk to you." And some of them they do. It's just not because of the wrestling. I just draw them. I said, "Charlie, you know what I do?" I said, "Brother, I just put love out there." I said, "Every day I get up and I give." I said, "I don't expect anything in return." I said, "But you'd be surprised what comes back to me." And I said, "I don't do it for that, but that's just the way the world works." And I said, "So I'm putting a good karma out there, brother. I'm putting love, karma, whatever you want to call it. I'm putting it out there because I know how good it makes me feel inside. And every good thing that's ever really happened, good to me, is a direct result of me helping someone else. All of a sudden, someone comes and helps me with something I didn't even know I was going to have a problem with. And it's weird, but it works that way for me. And I just put the love and the kindness out there, and whatever happens, happens. Because I don't want to put any hate, negativity, nastiness. I don't want that, man. I'm at a point in my life, man, where I want some love, some kindness, have some gratitude, and pay it forward and keep on living. No, hope
What
that
it's
answers your question.
That's what it's all about, paying it forward and helping out other people that need it the most.
Yes.